Yo, welcome to another episode of Jays and Grays. I'm Dave Hellum. I got my man Eli Hamilton in the building. What up, bro?
What's going on, sir? How you been, man?
Groundhog Day. I took a 3-hour nap today. You know why?
Why is that?
Because it ain't shit else to do. I just slept 3 hours, like, fuck it. And it was a great day. I felt refreshed. Actually, I was up last night drinking too much. And I think I just didn't get enough sleep. But that was the best nap. Naps at 40 just hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just...
First of all, man, I didn't even know. Groundhog's Day? I ain't never knew when it was Groundhog's Day.
What about, you said you don't know what that is?
I didn't. No, I know what it is, but I don't know the date.
Man, it's like going on, what, year 2 now? Like, I know you go to the gym a lot. They just opened up the gyms in LA recently, like this week. So we've been on lockdown. All you can do is go out and eat. That's all you can do in LA, outside in the cold at night. Shit's terrible. Y'all can go inside and have heated dinner and stuff like that. We just got that on Monday. So people out here losing their mind, baby.
Talking about heated dinner. Bro, it's still chilly outside. Y'all got good weather pretty much year round.
Yeah, I mean, at nighttime, this should be cold as hell. Are we live on Facebook? I didn't get a notification. I'm trying to share it to my page.
Yeah, we should be. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Streaming.
All right.
You gonna ask when we live? Of course we live. You know, the older you get, the worse you're gonna get with technology. You're gonna be like weird as hell looking in the camera like,
I mean, shit. That's
we
me.
live? We live?
I ain't got no shame. Is we live, huh?
Man, y'all, what's going on, man? It's look, we going in today. You know what? Let me roll up my sleeves for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
This is our 13th episode. It's called Who's Next? It's all about cancel culture and PC culture. But before we get into that, we got some topics to get into.
We got to talk about some things, man.
What you want to get into first?
Well, the first and foremost, condolences out to the tragedy that's happened out in Atlanta with the shooting and the massacre in the salons in the Asian community. You know, that's obviously very tragic. So, you know, the Jays and Grays, myself personally, you know, wants to give out condolences to that. We need to address that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Stop Asian hate. And it's crazy watching this happen because the dude, it was a white dude, you know. He just had like, I don't know what his motive was behind the shootings. Like, I haven't really been paying attention in terms of the details.
What you think?
You said what?
Let's not be PC on a PC.
No, I'm not being PC. I'm saying I don't know.
We know exactly why he wouldn't have killed him.
Why?
Hate crime. Let's call it what it is. It's a hate crime. Oh, I was sexually oppressed. And what the fuck you gonna kill the motherfuckers that can give you some damn pussy? That don't make sense. All you gotta do is pay for it. But you're going to kill him. That's a stupid excuse. And then the police officer was like, wow, it looked like he had a bad day.
No,
right,
we already know about all that.
That's what one of the police officers said. He caught some flack for that. You know what I'm saying?
White folks be getting so many
passes
on shit like that. And it's fucked up. And I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna call a spade, you know. Like, you ever see those videos? It'd be like a white dude that like yelling at the cops in their face, like, I will fucking, and the cops be like, hey, just calm down. And knowing goddamn well if that dude.
All you gotta do is go back and watch Higher Learning when Remy was cornered at the top stairs after he shot them students, and they was like, nah, calm down, son. Put down the gun. It's gonna be okay. You got a future. Meanwhile, my man over there fucked up because he done whooped his ass. Yeah.
Who, Omar Epps?
Yeah. So,
that's a very obscure reference right there. I would have never thought that you would have brought it back to Higher Learning. I have not seen that movie in a long ass time.
But I mean, yeah, we saw it back then. But like, yeah, Nikki Williams pointed out, she's like, yeah, it's in Atlanta. All the strip clubs is available. You could took your scrawny motherfucking Jim Harrow looking ass in one of them strip clubs.
Who's Jim Harrow?
The dude was popping. Saying what's popping, that dude.
Hey, what up, Nikki?
Yeah. Is that his name, Manny?
Jack Harlow?
Jack Harlow.
Yeah,
bad.
White guy with the curly hair.
Don't ask me why I assumed that's your new rap hero.
I like Jack Harlow.
No, Jack Harlow dope, but that's
Jack
how the
Harlow
dude.
got bars.
He do got bars, but that's how he looked though. He looked like look. You could have went into any strip club. They ain't got Backpage no more.
Man.
But whatever, if that's beside the point, because it's bullshit. Because that wasn't the case. It was a hate crime. Charge him like a hate crime. Lock his ass up. We need to get these terrorists, these thugs, these animals off the street.
These goddamn thugs, man.
Because first time when I first heard like mass shooting in Atlanta, I'm like, God damn, boy, we can't. And then I'm like, oh, wasn't us.
Yeah, I
See,
mean,
black people kill each other one at a time. White people, when they go on a murder spree,
man,
it's like 5 plus 10 or more.
you think that, but then like, remember back in the day they had the DC sniper, and we was like, oh, he ain't black. Ain't nobody black person doing no shit.
How often does that happen, Dave?
It happened.
It happened, but we keep it 100 today, man.
You can't say it don't happen, bro. I'm saying that.
How many black? Give me 3. I was gonna say 5. Give me 3 black serial killers.
Nigga, I don't know.
Okay, DC sniper 1. All right, give me the other 2 since you say it happens. It happened. Okay, it happened. Give me the other 2.
What's that? Jim Jones? That drink the Kool-Aid shit back in the 70s?
Cult. That wasn't a serial killer.
That's white shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you say is quote unquote white shit. Like I'm saying,
Joyner, you talking about the rogue officer? Who was the Midnight Stalker? What's his name? I don't remember that.
What you talking about?
Nikki talking about she giving us names of people who were serial killers. Dorner he went on a spree but he wasn't a serial killer. Serial means that he's been plotting and he's targeting specific people.
I'm saying that shit exists. It might not happen as frequently as white folks do. I'm saying like I don't think that's up for the debate. White folks be out there whiting. I get it, but you know it's times when we do fucked up shit, but it don't happen as often. Though. You're all right about that.
So we had to address that. Also on some a little bit lighter news, stimulus checks came out.
Stimmies. I wonder how many babies got named Stimmy this week. Like I know somebody's out there like Stimmy Jackson.
Yeah.
I know somebody had some sex, had a baby. Like, you know what? Let's call this baby.
I ain't never seen this many people get this excited for $1,400. I mean, some people need it, but $1,400 that's a rent payment for the South Loop, and it's gone.
Shit. I mean,
that is
for studio, man. $1,400 ain't shit. I can't do nothing with $1,400.
$1,400 is not even gonna pay all your bills for the month.
I'm just salty because I didn't get one, but I want one so I can go to Vegas. Like $1,400 is good kick it money.
Yeah, I mean, you take $1,400 to Vegas or $1,400 to Miami or.
When I moved to LA, I had $1,200 to my name. Period. That's all I had, like in my pocket, right? So like, and I thought I've been through some fucked up times in Chicago. So like to have $1,200 or $1,400, that was a lot of money at one point, but not no more.
Not when you're grown as hell. I'm curious to know what people did with their stimulus checks because we've seen all of the videos.
You know what they did?
Dancing and Manny, did you get a stimulus check?
I did.
What'd you do with your stimulus money?
I did the responsible thing. I took $400 and I bought me a couple things. Got me a new Action Bronson hoodie. He just dropped one today for the new season. Fuck, that's just delicious.
Bronsolino.
Yep.
Love Action Bronson.
Got some new lights for my computer setup, and the rest went towards my credit card bills. So
we're gonna get Action Bronson on here one day. I don't know what's gonna happen.
All right. Now, people who was posting about the other shit, black folks and niggas, what y'all do with y'all $1,400? Chime in. We want to hear about it.
What you do with your goddamn stimulus?
Well, what are you gonna do? It's still sitting in my account. I'm gonna put majority of it on crypto. I didn't need it. I'm glad I got it. I'm saying, but you know, most of that shit gonna go into crypto. I'm probably just going into my Navy Federal Credit Union.
Yeah, I didn't need it. Get your ass out of it. You always need money.
I mean, I didn't even know I was getting one, to be honest. And then when I seen it in my account, I'm like, oh shit. I got some, but I ain't gonna post about it and like, hey, stimmy over here, ain't nothing over there. I ain't do none of that. I just have $1,400 in my account.
Stimmy over there, ain't nothing over there. Like what?
Stimmy over here, ain't nothing over there. Hey, y'all like this, huh? Y'all like the little ratchet stimmy dance? Yeah, that's all y'all gonna get. Fuck out of here. Invest that shit. Pay off something like Manny did, and boost your credit score up like 75 points.
Okay.
We already had this financial conversation, but we do want to shout out to people who did get their stimulus checks that needed it. But but one thing, bro, I'm not into condemning nobody about that shit either. I'm not about to make no posts trying to shame people for being excited about getting some money, because motherfuckers.
You can't shame nobody for nothing. Like, let people go do what they gonna do, bro.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. We don't, because they will be hypocritical. Based on the conversation that we're getting ready to go into shortly. Yeah, so
that's my motto, dog. Like if it make you happy, do that shit. If you want to go to the DR and go on a trip, do that shit. If you want to get married, do that shit. Like whatever brings you joy, as long as it ain't hurting nobody. If you want to take your stimmy and go to Madison and Pulaski and make it rain at the churches on the corner and and bless people, do what you do. Do what you fucking want to do, bro.
It was your money until you did that. But hey, whatever. I don't condone it, but again, it's none of my business. So
I think as black folks, like I don't know how you were raised, but like I was raised very much in like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, right? And it's just kind of like,
well, what you thought it was a dictatorship? I mean,
like
it was to help you. It was to help mold your morals. And
nah, man, mold my moral. Get the fuck out of here. Like I think people gotta let people like kind of like find their way in some ways. You know,
kind of like what's happening right now in society, letting people just find their way. We just running rampant.
No, I mean it's not like it's been
kind of raising kids to think like that too, and find your way, baby. Just do you and just
it's
no
not
direction,
like the ladder
no guidance
was getting us any further. It's not like black folks was in a better.
So you think the world is a better place than what it was, let's say, in the 90s?
I think parents are starting to be better parents, bro. Like in terms of allowing kids to be more free to come up with ways to learn, ways to be, ways to love. Like, it's not like
what's the outcome?
Parents grew up. I grew up in the do not do as I say, not as I do. So you have parents who would not be examples of how you should live, but they would want you to be like great, but they wouldn't be great.
Well, what are some of the outcomes that you're seeing from this? From better parenting, as you call it. What are some positive outcomes that you're seeing from this coming from this? I think
people are starting to just dream bigger, man. Like I'm starting to see.
Okay, fuck all that dreams.
No, you can't say that. You can't.
No, I'm seeing more depression. I'm seeing more people don't know who they are. People are confused.
That's what you're saying. I'm saying
that's what it is, bro. Look, I ain't never heard about
to every coin, bro. Like you might see that, you know what I'm saying? But there are. I mean, I was a teacher, you know what I'm saying? Like I would see people starting to realize that, you know what, I can be something that I never knew I could be in some ways. Like once they got some enlightenment.
Well, I'm not here to shit on nobody's dreams, but I just thought that was just a bullshit response and to like letting people just beat them. You know, at what point do you just start letting your kids just make their own decisions and just be free?
No, but
without giving them any guidance.
You can't make it a dictatorship, though, bro.
It's not a dictatorship, but at what point do you start letting your kids? Do you, kid, just experience the world? I mean, they know what's good for them.
It's not a black and white situation. Like one side.
Okay.
I'm saying like it's no answer. Like you can't be totally free, but you also cannot be like, do as I say, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like that Kendrick Lamar song, Fear, and like I beat your ass. I beat your ass if you do this. I beat your ass if you do that. Like that's how a lot of black parents raise their kids. I'm gonna beat your ass for everything, right? And that shit just gets passed down, and it's missing like one common word, and that's love, man. I just think that people just need to be like more loving to their children and their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's something that's missing from our community a lot of times.
Speaking of beating your ass, did y'all see Kirk Franklin talking about he gonna beat his son ass?
Man, you know what? I want to give a shout out to Kirk Franklin for doing that, because pastors and people who are, I don't know, spiritual, quote unquote, they are real people, and they go through real shit. And I hate when people make it seem like just because you're a man of God, like you don't go through real shit.
Do we have a sound bite of that?
I got it. I'm gonna play it for you right now.
Wait, don't take
Tell him. Turn it up. I want to hear. I want everybody to hear that shit. Tell him. Tell him, Kirk. Killer K.
You hear his son being like, I dare you, I dare you to put this out, Dad. Now, I agree with you on that, Edot. Like, his son, I mean, actually, they both out of line. Kirk is for saying this shit too, but I can tell his son is bad as hell, right? And he's 33, so he's not even like a child. That's a grown ass man he's talking to.
He told his dad shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm so glad that we played this clip.
Hold on.
I am so glad that we played this clip right after that conversation, because you know what happens? You think that you're trying to be your child's friend instead of trying to be your child's parent, and this is the result that happens.
I don't know.
The outside influence, then they grow up to be like too independent. Now they only respect their parents.
I mean,
I could never imagine, bro. I could never imagine talking to my parents like that ever. Out of respect, not even out of fear, out of respect. Now, yeah, we could talk about his son as he is a bitch. First of all, who releasing a conversation of somebody checking you or talking reckless to you?
That's not cool.
Even if it ain't your father, even if it's just a regular dude. Hey, social media, look what such and such said about me. Y'all should cancel him. What do y'all think about? Man, this motherfucker brought you up at a lifestyle that you would have never. A lot of people don't even afford to live. You know what I'm saying? Rich as fuck, probably spoiled the shit and free. Now he like, I dare you. Shut the fuck up.
So you ain't never talked crazy to your parents before?
Huh?
You ain't never talked crazy to your parents?
Ever? Never in my fucking. I've never cussed around my parents in 39 years. G. If I have, it was by mistake. It will slip up and I immediately
curse a lot. You got it from somebody.
But I don't cuss in front of my mom. And the only time I cuss in front of my mom when she came to my comedy show. And other than that, never. I've never cussed at or around my parents. And even if my boys come through and if they say a cuss word, I check their ass to like, bro, don't talk like that around my moms. If I can't say that and I won't say that, you damn sure can't do it.
What would happen if you
I don't even say damn or piss
on your mom?
At this point, probably nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do?
I mean, growing up.
Probably slap the shit out of me. Yeah. Slap the shit out of me, whoop me, bro. I used to get whoopings and all that.
So are you a fan of whoopings? And not fan, but do you feel like it's necessary to have some type of like?
Look how I grew up. I turned out just great, just fine.
Oh, you crazy as hell, but it's fine. We all got issues.
But it ain't come from parenting. My parents did a great, especially my mom's, and I'm so blessed to still have her around to this day, to knowledge and love and all of that. But at the same time, bro, yeah, I mean, but it's like I'm gonna take it to spiritual reference. In the last days, in the Bible, God said it will be mothers against daughters, daughters against mothers, fathers against sons. You know what I'm saying? And little monsters will be born. Here we are.
And it said little monsters will
freedom, let your kids be free. Let them do whatever they do. Let them run your fucking crib. Bro, the shit that I'm starting to see today, the whole, and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna say this, but and don't try to put me in this box, but the whole liberal mentality of just let be and do all this shit, bro, that shit is fucking shit up there. It's totally throwing structure out of whack. You know what I'm saying? That's why there has to be some structure, there has to be some consequences put in place. I'm totally against that whole let them be free and shit, because this stuff, like, it's no respect for your elders. You don't
that's a good segue, honestly, into our kind of like next topic, because I wanted to talk about like the youth of Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and what state that's in, because it's been a lot of carjacking going on in Chicago, and I've been saying that a lot of the carjackings are done by like teenagers, like people like 14, 15. And, you know, I taught in Chicago for a long time, so I'm very familiar with the youth of Chicago. But can you kind of get some insight? Because you still live in Chicago right now. Like, what's going on with the kids in the news?
Bad, man.
Shit like that.
Police officer just got shot.
By a kid?
Off-duty police officer just got shot. 89th and Stony Island. This was on Tuesday. I mean, the carjackers ain't stopped. They ain't slowing down. And it is it's not all about 14, 15 years old. There's some just younger, 20-year-olds, whatnot. But that's the issue right there. But it's not even just that. I mean, because that's a whole nother conversation. A lot of them, just we kind of touched on that with the whole mental disorder, and then the absence of the parental guidance in the household, no man in the
That's
house, whatever.
that's
It's a
a big
lot of
part of it.
that.
That's a big part of
It's a
it.
huge part of it though. It's a
I mean,
huge part of it though.
it is a huge part, but and not getting in too deep, but like we are at a point where you're starting to see two generations in of like single parenting. And I'm not saying that single parenting is a bad thing. It is just what it is, So it's kind of like if you have no infrastructure, it's just going to keep being like more of a domino effect in terms of getting worse, in terms of people being like, I've experienced a lot of pain. Like, I didn't know my daddy or I don't know my mama. Therefore, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where that whole term savage came from. Because it's like, if I die, I die. I don't like. I have no fear of. I have no respect for life. So if I died, it wouldn't be a big deal to me.
All right.
I've had
so
kids.
Letting your kids just do them and experience. And here's the danger with that, Dave, because I disagree with you to the core on that.
That's not the same thing, brother. It's not the same thing at all.
You talking about let them experience what? But what are they?
I'm not saying be negligent. I'm saying it's a difference, and the difference is this: when you don't give a fuck about your child and you just doing you, that's what we're saying with these youth.
That's okay. Yeah, that's neglect.
That's neglect. I'm saying let these kids be more open about who they are and be exposed more than you were exposed to. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very well cultured, and I grew up pretty strict.
First of all,
my parents were strict.
Nobody who is well cultured says they're well cultured, but I hear you. It's like I like to
well cultured. Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm rich.
I mean,
I got a big dick.
So not the same. But I don't know, man. Look, we're not gonna touch on this too long because we got 36 minutes left, and
we just talking right now.
Yeah, it could definitely transition into that, man. I want to segue this like it's the stage. How would we segue this like if it was?
We're not even done talking about the kids right now.
Fuck them kids. Ain't that what you say in your state on your jokes?
No, I used to say fuck them kids, but that was.
Oh, you gonna get canceled for that, Dave? Oh, they gonna cancel you for that? Oh, yeah.
No, but on some real stuff, I feel like the kids just need somebody to look up to, man. Like it was very painful being a teacher. That's one of the reasons I left. Outside of me being like a functional alcoholic and not shouldn't have been there in the first place, but outside of that, I think that it really hurt me to kind of like want to like try to help and save all these kids. I'm like, if I reach a handful of them, I won. But it's so many of them. I'm just like,
you know what? You got the blind leading the blind. So you just said there was two generations of being the standard of single parent household, right? And when you don't have two foundational influences in the house of adults teaching you lessons, moral structure, giving you moral compass in life, what happens is that a lot of things go into disarray. So if the kids are with you, but they have a large influence, the influence is way larger outside the house because they're influenced by so many others. When they go to school, when they on their way to school, whether they on the bus, whether they riding with their friends, the stuff that they watching, the stuff they watching at home, the social media, all that is influencing them. So when you say, let your kids experience what the shit that they are interested in is the bullshit that's being exposed and just put in their face every day.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you need to, as a parent, listen to your child and hear the things that they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about as far as like, I never shoot that down. But look, okay, if you want to wear some cut up jeans to school and with fishnets underneath that shit, and you want to your hair shaved down the middle, I'm gonna probably roast you, and you can call that shame, but I'm gonna roast you. But like, you want to wear that goof ass shit, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But that's different. Like, I'm not tripping on that. You know what I'm saying? But I will explain to him, like, man, there's repercussions behind all of your decision making, but I would never hold you back from being who you are. But if anything, I'm going to give you some structure and guidance into like, man, and because that's what a lot of people don't have. And I'm gonna keep focusing on that word structure. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of people don't have in their household, and people are so misled out here. You got a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they doing, bro. Grown people, they just like what they jumping on the next fad train. What's hot? What's cool? What should I say? I'm gonna join this conversation. I'm gonna be a part of this movement. They don't even have no self-identity.
It's about selfishness, in my opinion. It's kind of like if you don't put your kids first, because like you out there living your best life. That's what we're seeing right now. You having young ass grandparents, young ass parents, grandparents who are like 40, if that, even 40, and they still trying to have a good ass time because they're not married or whatever. They're trying to turn the fuck up, and it's kind of like, you know, you take care of yourself as a child, and then that's what you're seeing is a lot of kids just having to kind of like raise themselves. So like you said, the blind leading the blind, but I think it's more so just kids who just don't have anybody really just like looking into their world like that, and they like too much freedom. You know what I'm saying? Too much time and they want somebody to kind of be interested in them, but they don't have that. Like the shit was so sad. And I would try to save all these kids one by one in Chicago, and I was teaching, and I also realized that they will take your kindness for weakness too. You know what I'm saying? They see that you like, oh, Mr. Hellum, like, oh, I can get this nigga, and then like, you know, I'll go help somebody, and then behind my back, another kid stole my laptop. You know, like as I was being distracted. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, all right, I can't really just be all trying to save the world like that. It's like,
ask me that question again. Do I believe in whoopings?
What is the whooping gonna do?
Fear consequence. Because you know what? Let me tell you a story. I remember I was in the 5th grade, and I was bad. I was bad as hell all through like elementary school.
You still bad.
In a more responsible way. But I was just bad as fuck, you know what I'm saying, through school. And I remember I was in the principal's office, and the principal, his name was Mr. Buchanan, and I was snapping, I was whatever. And he called my mom's on the phone. He said, "What's your phone number?" And I said, 618-845-9019. I still remember my number from growing up.
You gave him the real number?
Yeah, it's my real number. Like he said, I didn't hear you. I said, 618-845. He was like, and then we called my mom. He's like, "Mrs. Hamilton, you better come up here and get him before we get him." No, he told her that when she got in there. He says, either you get him or we gonna get him when he get out here in the world. And I remember that. And at 5th grade, how old are we in the 5th grade? 10, 11, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I knew what that meant. And my mom used to tell me that shit too. You remember when Mr. Buchanan said that? You better get him before we get him. He was a white man. Before we get him.
That's still fear though. Like that's still
it's not like, fucking fear, my dude. That is real. It is
fear, bro. It is fear. Like you might.
That shit annoys me. You know why it annoys me so much? Because I'm looking at the state. I'm looking. All right.
My point. My point is that you got to rule with love more so than fear. That's all I'm trying to say. Like you can have guidelines, but you got to base them in love. Not like if you don't beat his ass, we're gonna beat his ass. Like
idealistically, Dave, you're right. Idealistically, you're right. Realistically, I'm right. Okay. I live in a real world. Idealistically, I would love if it would be rainbows and people holding hands and singing fa la la la. But that's not the fucking real world, bro.
That's not what I'm saying. Like that's I'm not on some old like tree hugger shit right now, bro. Like and we got a comment. What up, Angela? She said the segregation in the city is killing us. Lack of exposure to other ways of living, new ideas, etc. That's what I'm talking about. Like people just not knowing that there is a better way to live other than the fact that if you do something wrong, I'm gonna beat your ass, right? Like I'm just saying, like that's what has been taught down generation to generation, and where has it gotten us?
But the thing is, from a region, hold on. But from a geographical perspective, you know, bro, you can say that. Yeah, you have immediate influences. We live in the third. Like, okay, we just talking about Chicago here. All right, so if we talking about Chicago, she was talking about the segregation. It is one of the most segregated cities in the country. And it is the 3rd largest city in the country as well. All right. LA is a melting pot. There are certain melting pot neighborhoods, but the thing is, everybody has access to information. LA is not. No, Asians, blacks, Hispanics, all them people don't live in.
It's hella segregated. I mean, the thing out here, LA is not about. It's not about race. It's about money. Like
it's about money, bro. It's about money everywhere. You hear me? Everywhere. It's not just one place focused on money. That's money is the base foundation. That's a conversation. But the thing is, people have access to anything they want to see, even if you live in goddamn the mountains of Utah or Vermont or whatever. If they got social media, all you gotta do is see what's going on. That culture is. There is mountains in Vermont, ain't it? It is. I've drove to around with Pittsburgh. But anyway, look, the influence is everywhere. You can see what is going on. So you can't just say you can't shield nobody from nothing. What I'm saying, the only thing you have to do is starts at the house. That's how it starts at the crib, though. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that, brother. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm just saying that in all that fear and like these are the rules. I'm saying that like it's crazy how I look at how like my black friends, they have a dog, and they be talking to this dog like, yo, I beat you. The dog has PTSD, nigga. And it's funny to see how people just talk to their animals. And I'm like, yo, the dog is just a dog. It's a child.
Dave, I swear to God, if I see within the next 6 months you make some type of comment about dog lives matter and you can't do this and the dog, I'm gonna fly to LA. And
okay, Michael.
I'm gonna knock on your door and I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And I'm like, bro, snap the fuck out of it. Snap out of it. And then I'm gonna get on my flight and I'm gonna come back to
underground dog fighting ring. Don't say shit.
I don't fight. I love animals, bro. I watch the Dodo channel.
Like Judas and the Black Messiah.
How many people know about the Dodo channel? The Dodo group? Yeah, on Facebook about them dogs and cats. I like them. That's my little known secret.
Shut your ass.
I still whoop your ass though. But I'm just saying though, like I'd be like, oh, that's cute as hell. Look at that cat. Oh, that's so funny. What the fuck you want? Yeah. But y'all, we've been talking about this long enough, man. We got to talk about this whole damn PC cancel culture shit. That is the topic for the evening. If for y'all who don't know, PC culture, PC stands for politically correct. And I'm going to tell you.
They're not dumb.
Some people may not know what PC culture is.
PC stands for.
I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, look.
You just found out what PC meant?
I know what politically correct is, but like PC culture, I've been hearing it for a long time. I found out about 3 months ago.
That was penis control?
I never said that.
All right.
You know what? All these jokes you're saying, it's gonna come back to haunt you in about 17 years. It's only gonna get worse. The soft, bro, motherfuckers gonna be out here and wearing pink sheer outfits in the NFL. That's gonna be the new uniforms and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too brutal. It's too brutal, and then it's gonna be. It should be co-ed. The NFL is subjugating. The opposite sex, and you can't hit them too hard. If you hit them too hard, and it's gonna turn into flag football. And then we're gonna talk about the NFL used to be a thing of the past. Now it's called a PFL, the Pussy Football League. That's what
I had a long thought about this, Eli. I know you would eat that. The Hollywood lifestyle, the entertainment industry. I don't think you meant for that, dog. Like in terms of like
I watched Patrice O'Neal. He wasn't either, but still he's a motherfucking martyr, baby. Like I'm just saying, I'm just keeping 100, man. Like that's just me. I don't want to galvanize this whole entire conversation. I really don't. I'm just really passionate about this because I see the trend and I see the pattern. I see that's where we're going, and I don't like it. I don't.
I get it.
Do I think there are certain things that was necessary to actually change? I do agree, but I think that it has gotten too far. Here's one thing. Let me say this. This is one thing I can agree with. The only thing that I can agree with like them Republican motherfucking Make America Great Again motherfuckers, aside from saying the word libtard, because I think that is some motherfucking country ass redneck shit.
You agree with them?
Some of them do have a point. Some of them do have a point on that. That's the only thing.
You are very conservative.
97% of the shit that they talk about agree with. I think most of them dumb and don't even know basic arithmetic. But I do agree with some of that shit because I'm like,
you agree with a lot of that shit, and like not the racist stuff, but like you are a very conservative person. Would you say that?
I would say I'm a conservative thinker.
Yeah, I would say
I'm an independent conservative thinker. Shout out to Kanye.
You need to get your cowboy hat.
Oh,
we didn't
talk about Kanye, the $6 billion man.
Oh.
We gotta address that. We
Kanye
gotta address that.
He has surpassed Jay-Z.
The $6 billion man that y'all was trying to
6.6.
cancel, 6.6, that y'all was trying to
6.66.
cancel 2-3 years ago, not because he offended a woman, not because he did anything to some children, but because he said that slavery was a choice. Now, here's the thing with Kanye. I do think that Kanye needs to better articulate himself. You know what I'm saying? I do say that. I think he's more misunderstood than anything.
I want
but
you
he
to keep
definitely
digging.
makes some good points though.
Keep digging this ditch. All right, go ahead.
Keep doing what? Keep digging the ditch. I'm not digging, bro. What ditch? I'm free in the motherfucker.
So you saying that Kanye? Because do you feel like Kanye was on to something? He didn't say it right. Like, because to me he was saying like they could have revolted against the slave master, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, niggas don't want to die.
Do I think Kanye needed to be on medication? Yes, I do. I think that a lot of the fame and a lot of the suppression of his ideas was more frustrating than anything, and he would just go on these rants. Do I think that the death of his mother, probably the last stable foundational voice in his life, leaving him, affecting him? Yes, I agree with all of that. So I do a thing. I think the person of Hollywood, because he's an artist, he is a genius. I think he's a musical genius, and you know, in the musical industry, there is a lot of with the whole PR and there's watering down your whole creativity. That'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I do think, and then him being a Kardashian, I think them hoes is witches. I really do.
You think them hoes is witches?
I think the whole family's full of witches. Everybody
that
fuck
should be
with
a
them.
T-shirt.
Bro, even the son, what was his name? The little chubby dude who used to fuck with Black China. They got finessed. Rob. You know what I'm saying? He don't even fuck with him. Rob, Lamar, whoever. I think they witches, bro. And I think, look, the husband motherfucker, like, man, I can't take this shit. I'm gonna cut my dick off and just be a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, yeah, I swear to God, they gotta be witches. So not Kanye. The motherfucker, do you see that motherfucker looking like the Tin Man? The man had a motherfucker trash back on talking about the Tin Man singing Jesus gospels and shit. I mean, no wrong, like he had to go to spirituality, but man, this motherfucker went insane. But at the end of the day, he's misunderstood though. Shout out to Kanye, my man. Let's go to the DR. King's Empowerment Seminar, November 4th through the 8th.
Oh my God.
You need to be there, if anything, Kanye. Your ass needs to be in the building.
Okay, so if you don't know, Eli is having this for his 40th birthday. He's having this empowerment festival called the King's Empowerment Seminar. I hate it that it's the word king is involved in this, but you know, if you royalty, it's your birthday.
Why? You ain't no king? Because I'm a king. You ain't no king? See, that's the problem. I'm going to show you a king. When you come back from there, you're going to be like, I am a king. Thanks, Eli. Everybody going to thank you.
How are you a king? How are you royalty?
My family, my bloodline is royalty, bro. Go back.
I'm sorry,
go back to the Old Testament. All our great forefathers was kings and queens and mothers, queens. Yeah. Don't ever question that. Don't ever question that.
I have a very high sense of worth. And I shouldn't say that because I sound like you. I'm very cultured, but I just don't need.
Where you from, Dave? South Holland? No, motherfucker. I'm talking about where you really from. Who are you? But again, we're not gonna get into that because the topic of that's a great conversation. Who are you? We're gonna get into it. Matter of fact, the next episode, bring y'all Bibles out because we're gonna read the Bible for the next episode of Jay's Grave about who are you? You lost motherfuckers. We going in.
Hamilton.
You gonna learn something on this podcast. I swear to God, you gonna learn some shit.
I want you to bring your spear on the next episode.
I ain't gonna bring my spear. We gonna read nothing but the Old Testament.
Just want you to have a spear in your hand the entire episode.
Yeah, we going there.
All right, but the point of that Kanye segment was to be like, people were ready to cancel Kanye based upon them comments about slavery as a choice, Trump. But now he's a 6.6 billion man. Now we're like, oh my God, a black man's doing great things. And this brings us to our topic for this week, which is cancel culture. And believe it or not, E-Dot, I'm actually on the same page with you on this one. I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I'm not.
Why not?
Couple reasons. We have a tendency to, people are just very hypocritical. So the same people who are, trying to come for somebody, like, and get them canceled. It's like everybody has their own demons, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are not perfect. So we work on this like ethical code that I think is unrealistic. So yeah, people trying to be like, oh, well, you're fucked up for doing this. But it's like, well, what did you do? And what are you trying to hide? Because everybody has things that they're not proud of doing. So it's kind of like, why can't people show remorse and be like, hey, I was a bad person. That was not good. I'm sorry for that. Why do I have to lose my job or do this because I made a mistake? Now, sometimes it has to
Why do you have to
happen.
apologize if you still feel like that deep down?
You said what?
Why do you have to apologize if you still feel like that deep down?
Look at your boy. Look at Kirk Franklin.
He better not apologize.
Came out with an apology.
If Kirk Franklin apologized, he already apologized?
Yeah, he came out with
Kirk! Oh, where his son at? I'll go whoop his son ass for him.
Kirk Franklin was like, I'm sorry. I mean, you shouldn't tell your kid you're going to break their neck. Like, that's not okay. But I'm saying, like...
Bro, what? Man,
my mama
used to have the coldest... I'm like, how'd you come up with that? My mama told she was gonna slap fire out my ass. I'm like, how you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? How? I mean, you know what? I got another story. I got stories for y'all. I remember I was like, I think I was 16, maybe 17, and I was sagging in the crib. That's when I thought that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? I was sagging, and my mom was like, "Boy, pull up your pants." She was ironing some clothes, and we was kind of joking or whatever. Like, boy, I was like, pull up. I'm like, man, mom, what's going on? I'm just in the crib. I'm comfortable. She's like, steam you with this iron. I'm like, mom, you ain't gonna do nothing. So I was joking. I pulled like my actual like mooned her a little bit, not thinking nothing of it. I had 4 fucking dots on my ass for 2 years, bro, in the print of an iron. 2 years.
Now, what about this story is helping anything, like, or like helping the race move forward, you move forward? Like, this didn't have to happen.
Because I'd never tested my mama gangster no more. Kirk Franklin's son shouldn't test his father's gangster. If he would have did that, something like that to his son, or maybe instill some type of fear, whatever, his son wouldn't be putting him on blast like that. But we talking about PC Coach right now. We can make that another episode.
This conversation about
Manny,
your mama.
Manny, put this down. We're gonna make that another episode. All right, put this down.
Child abuse.
Parents checking their kids. You know what I'm saying? Just shoot us a text so we won't forget about that.
That's gonna be a great episode. 2 people who don't have kids talking about how to raise kids.
I grew up with brothers and sisters. Yeah. Okay,
back to the point. But before you took us to that childhood trauma of your mom abusing you with
trauma. I'm not traumatized about it. Don't put that on my mama, because if y'all come from my mama, I swear to God, boy, I'm going in on whoever. I risk it all. My mama is the greatest woman I ever met on this earth. Continue.
You were the one that took us away from. I don't even know what I was talking about no more. We're talking about PC culture, cancel culture, and we got somehow back into your story. I don't know where I was going.
We went from Kirk Franklin.
Okay, so I will agree that it's good for you to not have tested your mom no more. But I'm really confused about God damn it, Eli. Your goddamn childhood story has fucked my mind up now.
My logic is fucking your mind up. That means you're starting to get corrected, my brother. You come into the light, that's what happens. First you're confused, then you on the straight and narrow. I'm helping you out. Continue.
I need you to change your last name to like 13, like Elijah 13, and wear bow ties. Like that's coming next, and be on 79th and Stony.
I like hoodies, flat kicks, Timbs, and motherfucking sweats. And I like my new haircut.
And radish.
And tennis is helping me see the light. You know what I'm saying? When I first got my locks, they told me that, you're gonna become more and more in tune with your inner self. And I'm like, really? And now I feel it. The longer my hair gets, the more correct I get. And start checking these motherfuckers. Don't worry, I help us get us back on topic. The thing is this, y'all.
Oh,
okay, go ahead.
I know. I was saying that I just feel like people, the moral code is just unrealistic. People fuck up every day. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like with cancel culture, a lot of times, like, you're not allowed to be imperfect. And I feel like in a good way, it's making people be better than who they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes we have to be better than who we were. You look at movies about like how things were, especially for like women, that's things that were done to them, said to them, like that's not okay. It's abuse, right? But it's a fine line between like, yes, let's move the culture forward, but also let's realize that we're still humans and we are going to mess up.
Let me ask you a question, Dave. I agree to a certain extent. I do agree that there were things in the past that
shouldn't have happened,
but they happened. I do agree with that. I disagree wholeheartedly with going back and canceling shit. All right.
You mean like
let's put it like this. There was a lot of objectivity, however you want to put it, and 90s rap music, gangster rap towards women. You know what I'm saying? I remember the Dr. Dre video, Gin and Juice, and the little bougie chick was walking out the party, you know what I'm saying? And they was pouring a 40 on her head, you know what I'm saying? In that video, you know, I remember that. You know what I mean? Just for you acting bougie, they did that to her. Why the fuck you go to the party in the first place? But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't cancel me for that. But I'm just saying, there was a lot of stuff. So idealistically.
So you
hold on. Let me get to my point. Let's weigh the scales here. Right? 90s hip hop was a part of musical culture in the black community. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Don't you dare think about that, because you know it's right? Whether it was consciousness, gangster rap, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
But that shouldn't have been raising us though. Like that shouldn't be giving us our.
I'm not saying it did, bro. I listen to 90s hip hop though. I listen to 90s hip hop like hardcore. I listen to gangster rap. I was into. I loved it, and I'm sure you did too, though. What I'm saying is this. What I'm trying to say. All right, this is what I'm trying to say.
What up, Pierre?
Right. That was a part of our culture. Okay. Then we sprinkled in a little bit of the Cosby Show, right? And I know this is a controversial topic and sensitive
but
topic.
That's the fucked up part. It should have been reversed.
Wait a minute. Because how could it have been reversed, Dave? Because that was some people's reality. Living in them neighborhoods. That was the first time that the motherfucking world really got to see the other side of the fence of what the hood was like. What Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and GDs and gang culture was really like. It did glorify it, but it also put a magnifying glass on that shit. It was an Ice Cube interview on I forgot who he was, but he talked about that shit. And I'm like, man, this man hit spot on. Articulated his points to the T. This is exactly what the fuck it was. And this is when he was still a part of fucking NWA. You know what I'm saying? You take that, and then they got to talking about the police brutality, right? So you it's like what I don't like about cancel culture. What I fucking hate about cancel culture is that they'll take one single thing out of it. It's a microcosm of what the whole entire object of what it's supposed to mean. And they'll hone in on that, and it's like they'll kick over the house of cards because it's like, first of all, that shit is not even in syndication anymore. It's not even in rotation on anymore. Instead you take one thing out of that and you suppress the whole entire fucking movement of something. The whole entire fucking everything that the Cosby Show represented. It was black excellence. The mom was a fucking attorney. The dad was a doctor. The daughter was in an HBCU. The family values of how they raised their children was real. All their friends was doing something great in life. You know what I'm saying? They grandparents, they come through. They was all cultured in jazz, black art. You know what? Here's a little known fact. The art that you seen on a set in the Huxtable House, that art came from the wood shop that's on 70 fucking 5th in Chicago. I've been there. A lot of that stuff was on the Cosby Show. So you want to suppress that shit, you know what I'm saying, because of something that, you know, people came through of allegations against Bill Cosby. Now, if he was wrong, he was wrong. And I'm not the one. I'm not for tearing down. I'm not for tearing down, you know what I'm saying, my black people. I'm for that shit. You know
okay, so
it's enough of y'all do it, but I want to say, hold on. But they took it out of syndication.
Can't overlook that.
Nigga, they took money out of Alvin mouth, nigga. What's his name? Alvin, whoever the light skinned dude.
Elvin.
Man, he was at the grocery store. He was eating good off the Cosby Show. Y'all fucked his money up. I'm sure he would agree with you too. Call Elvin up. Elvin, where you at, bro? You think he?
No, I agree with you that they shouldn't have to suffer, and you can still watch the Cosby Show. Like,
but they took it out of syndication. But did they take out Seventh Heaven? That motherfucker was a pedophile, huh?
I don't know.
Did they put Ben Roethlisberger through all that bullshit that they did Michael Vick for them dog fighting? He had two cases, bro. Did they do all that shit to Kobe? Even when Kobe died, you know what I'm saying? They still coming after him after he died. Bro, I fucking hate PC culture. I hate PC culture.
Well, hold on.
He was a rapist. No, he was alleged and to beat the case.
So what's the solution? Like that let's be solution.
Here's a you know, I'm so glad you asked that question. I am so glad you asked that question. I'll give you a solution. Do you want to know why major comics like Seinfeld and other people stopped doing colleges? Because of the PC culture. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Problem solved. You know what they tell people who criticize performances that glorify sexual liberation, like what we seen on the Grammys with, you know, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion scissoring each other and shit. You know what they say? Don't watch it. Well, here's the same thing for y'all motherfuckers. If you get offended, don't fucking watch it. You have a choice. Here's the thing is, one thing about PC culture and all that shit that pushes it, one of the narratives is choice. Something that we have is choice. Ain't nobody telling your ass to sit on a fucking couch and watch this. Turn the channel.
Yeah, but that's not the issue. I think mainly with PC culture and cancel culture, like we just talked about Cosby's body of work, R. Kelly's body of work, people who do fucked up.
Hold on, Dave just said cancel our show. We miss you, James. Bring your ass back. But Manny doing a great job though. Good job.
I'm saying that. Was Bill Cosby ever convicted? Well, I mean, he's in jail now, so yeah, like he's convicted of something. But I'm thinking like your issue with the Cosby Show is you're saying that it shouldn't have been canceled based upon him being canceled. It should still be allowed to circulate based upon.
What's cancel mean?
Huh?
What's cancel? It's, you know what cancel culture is? That is the jury of the of public opinion. That's what cancel culture is.
What do you think should have happened regarding that body of work?
Nothing, because it had nothing to do with what he was accused of. Were they talking about drugging motherfuckers on the show? No, it was talking about uplifting black people. And guess who pushed for the show? Ultimately, who pushed for the show to be canceled?
I think that's part of the issue, that some people are like, well, you can't be talking all this positivity and like the black community type stuff when you out here doing other fucked up things.
Motherfucker, cancel Elvis' whole catalog. He was marrying young girls. He marry like a 14-year-old. Cancel Elvis.
That's a good point.
Take all the motherfucking boulevards down to Memphis, Tennessee that glorify Elvis. Fucking take down Graceland. Elvis.
So yeah. I think that kind of goes to my point too, though. Like we all have done things that we might not be so proud of. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you haven't, like a lot of people have, right? And the culture is so quick now to be like, not even if you get convicted. There was a comedian and he made a comment saying, "Can I be on the show today?" And I was like, "No." But there was a comedian who we know. Name. We're not gonna say their name. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And I've talked to him about things that he's been accused of on the scene, and he basically got blackballed from the Chicago comedy scene, left the city, whatever, you know. And a lot of the things that he got in trouble for were never taken to court. They were just kind of like, well, this person said it, so it has to be true. So, and I had a problem with that. I'm like, well, if this goes to court and they find you guilty, you know, I'll rock with it. But somebody was like, why would you base your satisfaction on the judicial system of America? I'm like, well, I don't know what else to do. Like, because people come up with things all the time that they have done to other people that may or may not be true. It's like, I don't fucking know. But my issue with it is like, just because somebody said it don't mean it's true. Like, what's my man, the quarterback for the Texans, Deshaun Watson. Ever since he has turned down the request to stay on that team, it's been 3 women who came out the woodworks and said that he sexually assaulted them in a spa. Did you see this?
I've heard about it, but I didn't really get into the story.
I'm like, this timing is crazy. But that's not the point. If he did it, he did it. But we don't know if he did it. But I can't speculate or write this man off until he's.
But you got common sense though. How convenient. The timing is so convenient, right? You got to think that it's like sick the dogs on them. Hey, y'all 3. You know what I'm saying? How about I lace y'all pockets? He gonna try to leave us? Fuck that. We're gonna show him. There are certain things that put people in place. World. Bro, we live in a society that we don't even know. There's levels. There's levels that people can't even imagine or fathom that happen. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody with an influential voice, when you have somebody that's on a high platform that has access to the influence of millions of people, you know what I'm saying? In exchange, we give you millions, clout, whatever. But you have to play by our rules. And if you dare go against the system, you know what I'm saying, we will ruin you.
Well, that's a whole different episode.
I understand though, bro. I understand that. But you just made that point with Deshaun Watson and shit.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. Let's look at some of the people who has been canceled. We got Cosby. We got Kevin Hart. They tried to cancel him.
For what?
For jokes from Twitter. A Twitter
from
2010 with the little joke about his daughter.
His son, right? Anti-gay.
Yeah, they tried to cancel him.
Yeah.
All right. We had Ice Cube because he tried to speak to both the presidents. Well, he didn't get to speak to Biden's count, but he got into him with Trump's count. They tried to cancel him. Kanye is coming up. T.I. and Tiny. They after them.
Oh yeah, T.I. Hey.
Yeah, he in hot water right now.
Things apparently.
R. Kelly. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? But either way, these are some of the people that comes to the top of my head.
Can we talk about how bold R. Kelly was to be doing what he was doing with Aaliyah, and then EP her album and be like, yo, you should call this shit Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I'm like, nigga, and then like if you watch the album cover for Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, it's Aaliyah chilling, but then you see R. Kelly in the back looking like a wild pedophile. I'm just like, yo, you are insane to have done this in the 90s. Like not even in the 90s, but just in general. R. Kelly, he gave no fucks. So that's why he's in prison right now.
Pierre said they tried to cancel Columbus Short too. What did he do?
I'm not sure, but he hasn't been working at all since whatever happened.
Damn. You know? Bro, I'm just saying, man.
Chris D'Elia.
Has he canceled? Is Chris D'Elia canceled?
Chris D'Elia has not worked or been involved in something since he allegedly was sending inappropriate messages to like 16-year-olds, you know?
And how long ago was this?
About a year ago, I think. But you know, he hasn't done anything to my knowledge.
Yeah, just started his podcast.
He is canceled. From what I know.
I'm not trying to rock the boat here. I'm not. But I'm just curious. Just curious. Okay. Has there been any women has ever been canceled? Or is cancel culture
they tried to come for Ellen. They tried to cancel Ellen based upon how she treated her staff and like how she was mean to her coworkers and basically like not a good person. They tried to, but she still got a show. So
Roseanne
Ellen DeGeneres is one of the most. She's rich. She's done a lot in the public for a lot of people. She's the face of the LGBT movement in the community. She has a great show. She's done a lot for people, and she's a woman, and she's a white woman. Mm-hmm. It's going to be extremely difficult. Ellen DeGeneres might as well just be the union general of the union. You know what I'm saying? Of Hollywood. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. Okay. Wendy Williams ain't getting canceled. Azalea Banks, that brought crazy. It's two motherfuckers. And she did so much shit.
Stacey Dash didn't get two motherfuckers. Okay.
Stacey Dash ain't get canceled. Black people just about to, we such of a living culture. We probably gonna let her back in.
We so nice.
Yeah,
they
probably gonna let Stacey Dash back in too.
Nate Turner, the guy who I forgot what his last name was. You know the guy Nate who made that slave movie. He was in Red Tails.
Yeah.
The Great Debaters. Nat. Yeah. I think his name was Nat.
Maybe Nat Turner was the actual slave who went on a rampage killing.
I'm talking about the black actor.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think his name. It can't come to mind.
If y'all know his name, Nate Parker. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
He hasn't worked really since then. But my point is this.
But what was they canceling him for?
Let's look it up. Shit. Let me not say something.
Hold on, Matt. Manny, I'm sorry. Can you look that up?
Yep.
Why they cancel? Why they gonna cancel Nate Parker? Then why was they gonna cancel Nick Cannon?
Well, he made comments against the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? In terms of
how do you feel about that? Oh, you know what, Dave? I'm not even gonna do that to you. Don't answer that.
It's not.
I'm not. I'm you just not getting some money, baby. I ain't gonna do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with you, man. So I'm not doing it to prove a point.
Here's the overall thing about this. You have people in power who are like, yo, if you talk shit about my group, and I got the power to check you on, I'm gonna check you on. The same way, if you had the power to do it, and you found out that somebody made comments against black people, you'd be like, nah, cancel that motherfucker, right? So it's like,
hey, I just told you I'm not with cancel culture.
But you also
I'm not against your opinion. I don't give a fuck, bro. Look, you ain't gotta like me. You ain't gotta fuck with me. That's okay. I look at one thing I learned from my big brother. He said this all the time when he was growing up. He said, if you ain't feeding, fucking, or financing me, I don't give a fuck what you think. And I'm like, damn, that makes sense.
Who also said that? The cussing pastor as well.
Kirk Franklin?
No. It's the actual guy called the cussing pastor.
Talking about the dude with the ponytail from back in the day on YouTube. That
No. I'll pull it up for you at some point.
But I mean, that's the truth though. My thing is this: it is so much more to life.
Are you saying that you personally wouldn't come for somebody that did something to you that was fucked up to your community? Like, are you saying you wouldn't try to take them down per se if you were like, nah, you?
That's not. I don't have an agenda towards that. First of all,
hold on. Let's say they disrespected your mama, like, and did something that was like really, really, really fucked up, like stole money from your mama, made her bankrupt, something like that. I don't know. And you had the power to be like, nah, man, what you did was fucked up, and it was racist, whatever it was. I'm coming for you. You saying you would never do that?
Elijah Hamilton. I'm coming for you. I don't need to like, hey everybody, can you believe they did this to my mama? Let's get them. Nah, I'm coming for you. I don't need to rally no fucking troops because ain't nobody got a connection with her like I do.
Yeah, you know I'm saying, but if you had the power to do so, you saying, and
I still don't need to involve everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a boss with that much leverage, you know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna do is make a couple calls. Hey, make sure they don't get on this, and this. Fuck them up. Ooh.
That's the same shit.
Okay, but I'm not putting that shit out for the world to see. Look, the thing is, again, cancel culture. Here's my definition of cancel culture.
What's the difference?
The definition of cancel culture is you are ruled and judged by the court of public opinion. Public opinion. Let's look in the closets of some of these canceliers and let's see what their skeletons got to say about them. That's what I got to say. I cannot stand hypocritical people, bro. I've seen people who've made comments and I'm like, whoa, I know you, and I know you ain't shit.
So you just don't want it to be on shit. You just don't want it to be on Facebook, but you saying like
it ain't got to, bro. First and foremost, I'm too busy to cancel people. I got too much shit going on in my life. I'm out here trying to make a motherfucking legacy out here. I ain't got time for that shit. Yeah, but I don't have time for it.
But
that's me personally though.
You would if it hit you in an area that was near and dear to your heart. You know what I'm saying?
the betterment of black people, the progression of black people, the atonement and the motherfucking the molding and uplift of young black men. That's something I'm extremely passionate about.
Yes,
you know
but if you found out that
I don't look to social media or I don't look to the masses for opinions. Only thing I do is what I can influence.
That's not what I'm
Reach
talking
one, teach
about.
one. Let's bring that shit back. Reach one, teach one.
I'm saying to you that cancel culture really is like, let's say like Nick Cannon, for example. In the industry, entertainment industry, is run by a lot of people who have, Jewish ties, right? He made comments against the Jewish community. Somebody was like, nah. What's my man for the Miami Heat that got traded? Miles Leonard. He used a anti-Semitic slur while playing the video game last week, right? And the owner of the Heat, who's I think he's Jewish, was like, "Oh hell no, you got to go." He got traded this week, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like,
I wonder what he says behind closed doors too.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
I wonder what he says behind closed doors. Are people perfect? No. What Nick Cannon said? Was he lying? No.
What did he say?
He was spitting truth. He was talking about the real Jews and he was talking about, he wasn't like negating something. He was talking about history.
How people claim to be Jewish and they're not.
Yeah,
Jewish?
He was talking about the real Jews and then the people who are like the Jewish community right now. That's all he was saying. It was some Black history shit. And they like, whoa.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
It wasn't anti-Semitic. It was real shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You can't do it.
I get it. I get it. I understand that. But it's like, if it's real, why are y'all trying to suppress that shit so fast? Why y'all trying to cut them down if it's some real shit? The thing is like, whenever you get to speak of some real topic stuff, you ever notice that whenever they come out with a video on YouTube of a conspiracy theorist video or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anytime that you are trying to speak some knowledge and some real history, that they either take the video down, they demonetize it or whatnot. Why do they do that? Right?
You trying to change the shift of power.
The narrative.
Right.
Because if too many people wake up, one thing is that we can't lose control. The powers be, we cannot lose control. We cannot let these people know exactly who they are, which is why there are a lot of historical facts that are suppressed, Dave. You know what I'm saying? And that's why so many people are like Jim Jones, like your boy Jim Jones that you just told me about. That was a whatever. Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. Drink the Kool-Aid. And so many people drink the Kool-Aid. You got way more sheep out here than people who are woke. This whole woke movement, that's bullshit too. Because just because you motherfucking put up a black fist and wear a shirt that say little sayings about black people, I don't mean you woke. You don't even know what the fuck woke really mean. To be on some real shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think the change that we want to see, like that Nick Cannon, that you talk about, you got to realize how to fight the fight. And you're not going to
be diplomatic. Absolutely. You got to be diplomatic. You got to be diplomatic, bro.
You have to, or you will get canceled. And that's the fucked up thing about it.
But when I say diplomatic, you're not going to be able to spit that realism on a whole multifaceted platform. You know what I'm saying? You can't. That's why the whole thing of reach one, teach one is real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's why it's so important to be at the King's Empowerment Seminar, November 4th through the 8th. Details coming soon.
Freak Nick 2021.
We're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If you get an email, you're special in my heart. King's Empowerment Seminar. Anyway, that was the little plug commercial. But what I'm saying is you have to be diplomatic though. People still got to go to work. People still got to make money. We still are not in our system. This system is not catered for.
You have to work within the system to change the system.
You have to. You're not gonna change a system that's not fucking built for you, bro. You ain't got no fucking power. Understand that? You don't. Relax. You can have influence. You can have influence, but power, no.
I'm just trying to say this so that you don't end up fighting somebody that you don't even need to fight. I'm saying like you just have to work.
Bro, I know how to maneuver out here, bro. Like I'm just saying, this is me and you having a conversation. And the thing is, Dave,
this is a podcast, sir.
Hold on, this is a podcast, but I want to say this though, Dave. I do. Me and you been friends for over 10 years. Bro.
It's 5 people watching us right now.
I don't give a fuck. So what? Look, if me and you been friends for over, I just got a text message saying, yo, y'all speaking big facts. But I'm just saying this. I've been friends with you for 10 years, bro. And I'm not doing this podcast. Do I think I'm about to get rich and famous off of it? Probably not. I know I'm gonna be rich. I don't care about being famous. But what I'm saying is that I wanted to do this podcast with you because we two intellectual thinkers. I don't ever want our podcast to be PC. I always want to be keep it 100. I do understand that you are in the industry way more than I am, and I respect that. But I still want you to be able to have good conversations where we keep it 100 and we can have like different opinions and shit like that. I respect that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always gonna speak how I feel, which is why I might be looked at, and you might make the joke Hotep Hamilton, whatever. I don't think like the masses, and I like that. I feel like that's a blessing that I don't think like most people think.
You have to know what you want, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like for you, like you just say, I don't want the fame. The money is kind of like what you want to do. I get that. And
I don't care about the fame.
No.
Sometimes fame is a byproduct of being wealthy. Whatever.
I get that. I'm just saying that as a person who has, man, I was looking at an old passport picture from 2016, and I look so fucked up in this picture in Chicago. Like this is like when I'm like living with 2 roommates, drinking all the time. I'm fat as hell. I look terrible. You know what I'm saying? And it's a double-edged sword for me because now, like in 2021, I am at a point where I am living well, and not just like from a money standpoint, but I'm just doing good for myself. I feel good. I am good. I didn't have that back in the day, and I know it's based off a system that is flawed in terms of like Hollywood and the industry and stuff like that. And it's weird because like you want to step out and be like, hey, this is fucked up, but you also got to live out here too. So it's kind of like you got to figure out ways to make changes within the system without getting canceled yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's
the part when I say being diplomatic.
I have no shame in saying that, you know, like
no, and that's what I'm saying. You have to be diplomatic when you get into corporate America. You have to be diplomatic when you get in the workforce. You have to be diplomatic when you go to certain events. You have to be diplomatic. Right. And I understand, and that's something that I respect. And even on this podcast, if it starts to grow, I ain't gonna say if, but when it starts to actually grow, we will have to be diplomatic. I get it.
Jay-Z said, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that line always resonated with me. I'm like,
and Harriet Tubman also said, I can't save the slave if they don't know that they're a slave too. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. So what I'm saying is that
I want to be Jay-Z. I want to be Harriet Tubman.
I like how you brought the levity into that. That's what's up.
Like I don't aspire to be her. I don't.
But at the same time, like it can be. You do have to be diplomatic out here, man. I mean, and this conversation might have gotten a little bit too real than we had anticipated. But here's the thing, though. Bottom line is this: I do not agree with cancel culture. I don't. To be honest with you, I can give a fuck about what a lot of these people out here who canceling say. And if you want to keep your peace, if you want your day to go well, stop looking in the comment section. Because you about to be arguing with some dumb motherfuckers. Dumb motherfuckers. You hear me? Dumbass people. Stay out the comment section. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I've been a victim. Sometimes, as of recently, this week, I think I replied to some stupid ass shit and I regretted it.
You cannot fight everybody. Like, you know, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's something I've learned that, like, when they post my videos on YouTube from like the Laugh Factory, they're like, "Oh, this ain't funny." I don't care. Like at first I cared, but like you just gotta let the shit go. You gotta let it go because guess what? You always gonna have a hater. You always gonna have a hater, bro. Always. But this is a good segue into us wrapping up this episode. Next week, we are not going to have an episode on here on Thursday for a good reason, because we're going to have a live show in Chicago next Friday at North Bar
1637 West North Avenue. Be that Beat Square, baby.
And if you bought a ticket to the show, you also have a ticket to the podcast. The podcast will start at 7:00. The show will start at like 9:30. I got to make sure that we don't get too fucked up doing the podcast so that I can't be a good host.
When you smacked on the last show you did there?
At North Bar?
Yeah.
You weren't there. You was in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I was. Was that? What was
you talking about the one that?
Yeah. I was out of town, so I can't remember.
The one in July when I was doing my hour for my special.
Was it the last one you was at?
That was bad. That was a terrible time. That Friday show. Oh my god.
Look, we're gonna do the podcast live, and then we're gonna go back to our roots of stand up because you know what I'm saying that's how Dave and I actually met each other, became friends, and stand up. So it's gonna be a dope.
We got Eli on the show. We got Abby Sanchez, Mary Lee, who was the funniest goddamn person I think I know in the world. Like she just don't give a fuck. M Dub, Marvin Phipps. Who else am I leaving off?
M Brown. Yep.
I think we got like 10 tickets left. So if you haven't got a ticket, grab yours. It's gonna be a great time in Chicago.
That lineup is fire.
But guess what, man? I have not seen you in Chicago in a long time, so we're gonna turn all the way up.
It'll be a good time, man. We definitely gonna kick it.
And it's gonna be socially distant, like the tables and stuff. So we're only allowing 40 people into the show. It's gonna be a great time.
How can they buy tickets, Dave?
I can put the link for the tickets on the Jays and Grays page. I'll make a post about it. So if you follow the page, please, and I will drop.
Follow the page. Follow the Instagram page too, Jays and Grays.
Yeah. But
we're trying to get our followers up.
The link is
not gonna
also
be on
on
Facebook too much longer. We're gonna take this shit off Facebook and we're gonna put it on YouTube eventually. So
the link is also on my Instagram profile as well. But next Friday, it's going down. I'm really looking forward to the show next week, bro. It's gonna be a really good time. Yeah. Just talking about all the stupid shit that we've done in Chicago.
How did we get here? How did we get here? Yeah, it's gonna be.
How did we get here?
Because
I don't care.
I got some stories on Dave.
Shows.
Dave got some stories on me.
Yeah, very much so. I don't care how many shows that like I sell like out here in LA to do stuff. Like Chicago comedy is always the foundation of what I love. I love what I do in LA, but that does not touch one iota of how I feel about Chicago and the city and the comedy scene that raised me. And we're gonna get into it next Friday. Also, god damn it, on Monday, my special drops, bro. DJ the Chicago Kid. Grab that. Grab that. I love Chicago so much I had to put Chicago in the title of the album. DJ, I'm David Jr.
Make that plug, baby. Make that plug, baby. Make that plug. I'm with it. Hell yeah, watch that shit.
And then the album drops on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal on Friday, the day of the actual podcast and show. So we celebrating on Friday, man. Like I wouldn't even drive. I would Uber. I would Uber to the show, bro. I would Uber to that show. We gonna kick it.
We're gonna get it in. It's gonna be a lot more of this where this came from.
Hey, it's gonna be a good time, man. So we thank
come
y'all.
kick it with us, man. We want to see y'all there for real. This is dope.
Follow Eli on his socials.
I got my social media back, bitch. Yeah, follow me, Eli Hamilton, Eli_Hamilton1.
You need Instagram, to delete that other Facebook, Instagram
I'm gonna delete
page.
it. I got like 91 followers. I'm like, damn, that's 91 people, but whatever.
No, you don't need two of them.
Yeah, yep.
Delete that.
Yeah,
and I'm at Dave Hellum. Everything just Dave HELEM.
Yep.
Love y'all. See y'all. Are we going on IG? We haven't done that in a while.
Man, I gotta make some moves after this, and I got company coming over because I fly out early in the morning.
You going to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right, brother.
By the ATO. But,
do your thing. Do your thing, brother.
A jack of all trades, master of a few. You know what I'm saying? But that's for another show.
What is that? Right. What are you talking about? All right. All right.
Nothing.
Thank y'all. See y'all next week live from North Bar. And we're going to be streaming this show live as well. So you can kind of watch it on Facebook too if you cannot be there. It's going to be a fun time, man.
It's going down. Hit us up.
Peace.
All right.
Are we still recording? I'm 40.